Yeah, hello students. Hope you are safe at home. And this is Maruti Sridhar, and this is for quantum mediation solutions. IT is chemistry. Today's lecture is about alpha ray scattering activity.
Rutherford alpha ray scattering experiment. It was performed by two students of Rutherford, Geiger and Marsden. This is the experimental setup of the Geiger-Marsden experiments. The source of alpha particles is a radioactive substance such as uranium or plutonium. It is kept inside the cavity of a lead block. By using a slit, the alpha particles is made a fine beam and allowed to fall on a thin gold foil. Any alpha particles leaving the gold foil can be detected by using a detector. Detector is nothing but a fluorescent screen such as zinc sulfide. The detailed experimental setup includes an evacuated chamber in which alpha particles are shot on a thin gold foil, and using a fluorescent screen like zinc sulfide, the scattering of alpha particles at different angles with respect to the incident beam will be recorded. Alpha particles are AA ionized helium atom, that is, 2 electrons from helium atom are removed. Usually alpha particles have energy near about 6 million electron volt. They are very massive. Approximately they are 7300 times more massive than electrons. This diagram represents the schematic arrangement of the Geiger-Marsden experiment. You can see from the diagram a fine beam of alpha particles is allowed to fall on a thin gold foil, and theta, the scattering angle, is measured. You can see most of the alpha particles passing through the gold foil without any deviation. A few alpha particles are scattered with an angle theta, and approximately 1 among 8,000 alpha particles is reflected back. According to J.J. Thomson's atomic model, which is familiarly called plum pudding model, the entire positive charge inside the atom is uniformly distributed. So Rutherford thought the similar experimental results can be obtained from the scattering experiments. Indeed, alpha ray scattering experiment showed that most of the incident alpha particles are easily penetrated. It is also found that a few alpha particles are scattered at very large angle. So this is against J.J. Thomson's atomic model. So Rutherford's alpha ray scattering experiment disproved J.J. Thomson's atomic model. According to alpha ray scattering experiment, Rutherford concluded that the entire positive charge is confined in a small nucleus inside the atom, and electrons will orbit around the nucleus. In this experiment, the influence of electrons can be neglected because of the negligible mass of electrons.
So dear students, till now we could come across alpha scattering activity related experimental setup, and the main advantage of using alpha ray scattering activity is to overcome and or disprove J.J. Thomson's atomic model. According to Thomson's atomic model, the entire positive charge is uniformly distributed and throughout the atom, and that is totally failed, and that is disproved from Rutherford alpha scattering activity. According to Rutherford's alpha scattering activity, certain alpha particles are scattered with large angles, implies there is a heavy positive charge present inside the atom that is focused on a very smaller volume. I can say approximately that smaller volume can be called as nucleus, will be in the order of 10 to the power of minus 15 meter. It is also known as 1 Fermi. So based on the relations obtained by using Rutherford alpha scattering activity, he proved that the size of nucleus is very small and will be in the order of 10 power minus 15 meter. To obtain this, he used Coulomb's law, elastic collisions and related experimental arrangements. Now, imagine there is a nucleus with z number of protons. I can call this as nuclear charge. If the charge on one single proton is E, then the charge on z number of protons is Ze. Now, I project an alpha particle of charge 2e with initial velocity v towards the nucleus. Now, alpha is doubly ionized helium atom, so the charge will be plus 2e. As both are like charges, they repel each other, that is Coulombic repulsion. If the initial velocity is v meter per second, with which alpha particle is projected. Now, if there is no external force acting on the body according to inertia of direction, the alpha particle should go in a straight line path. But because of Coulombic repulsions, it will not follow a straight line path, but it will follow a hyperbolic path. When it tries to approach the nucleus, the velocity goes on decreasing because of Coulombic repulsion, and at the closest approach distance, we can call that as r, the final velocity of alpha particle becomes 0. So the kinetic energy for a moment becomes 0. Now, at the distance of closest approach, I can calculate the potential energy because alpha particle is under the influence of electric field of nucleus. It will have electrostatic potential energy. According to conservation of energy, this electrostatic potential energy will be transformed into the initial kinetic energy, and this initial kinetic energy will accelerate the alpha particle away from the nucleus. So, this is the direction of the alpha particle. Then velocity will go on increasing till it reaches its initial velocity.
Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment. In a nutshell, the results can be summarized as follows. Most alpha particles passed straight without any deviation. The conclusion is the atom consists of mainly empty space. Second observation, some alpha particles scattered through a small angle, which implies the atom contains a central positively charged nucleus, and one among 8,000 alpha particle got deflected back. This led to the conclusion that atom consists of a small, highly dense nucleus at its center, and entire mass of the atom is focused inside the nucleus. Rutherford derived a formula to find out number of alpha particles scattered at any given theta based on the knowledge of Coulombic forces, Newton laws, and elastic collisions, in which momentum and kinetic energy both are conserved. In an idealized scattering experiment, a sharp beam of alpha particles of definite momentum are scattered from a localized target. Any collision may have several outcomes. The collisions can be elastic, inelastic, and absorption may take place. To keep our discussion simple, we will focus on the elastic collisions, in which momentum, kinetic energy, and the particle number are conserved. In this diagram, you may find a new term, impact parameter. It is the shortest distance between an alpha particle and the nucleus in the absence of any Coulombic repulsions. More precisely, it is defined as the perpendicular distance between the velocity vector of the projectile and the center of the potential.
Let us apply Coulombic laws and try to calculate the distance of closest approach. At the distance of closest approach, now I am calling it as R. The potential energy between alpha particle and the nucleus will give you or will provide you the necessary initial kinetic energy for the alpha particle to get accelerated. Potential energy can be calculated from work energy equivalence. What are the work performed by you in order to drive out a charged particle? This work done will be stored in the form of potential energy. So work done, we know F dot S or F dot R, that will be transformed into potential energy. This F is Coulombic force, can be calculated from Coulomb's law, K times Q1 into Q2 by R square into R. So that is the potential energy between alpha particle and the nucleus. This will give you the initial kinetic energy for the alpha particle, that is half mv square. When one R gets cancelled, we are left with half mv square is equal to K times Q1. Let Q1 be the charge on the nucleus, which is Ze, where Z is the atomic number or the number of protons in the nucleus, into 2e, the charge on the alpha particle, by R. Previous IT question given. With what velocity should the alpha particle be projected in order to attain a closest distance approach of R? You can easily calculate by using this relation.
In the diagram, capital D represents distance of closest approach between the alpha particle and the nucleus. At the distance of closest approach, potential energy between alpha particle and the nucleus will impart the necessary kinetic energy for the alpha particle to go away from the nucleus. So, according to conservation of energy principle, I can equate the potential energy at the distance of closest approach is equal to the initial kinetic energy of the alpha particle. Rutherford, based on alpha ray scattering experiments, calculated number of alpha particles scattered at an angle theta. The number of alpha particles scattered per unit area is proportional to inverse of sin power 4 theta by 2, where theta is the scattering angle, the thickness T of the scattering material, Z square, the square of the atomic number of the scattering material, and also inversely proportional to the fourth power of the velocity.
Let us solve a question. An alpha particle is projected towards gold nucleus with a velocity v meter per second so as to arrive a distance of r meter from the nucleus. Then pick up the correct options. Let us see the option 1. The path of alpha particle is a hyperbola. Yes, correct. Reason: when alpha particle is projected towards a nucleus, because of Coulombic repulsions, the alpha particle may not follow a straight line path, rather it follow a hyperbolic path. Option 2, potential energy at the distance of closest approach is equal to initial kinetic energy. As we know, alpha particle is a charged particle and it is under the influence of electric field of nucleus. So the alpha particle is having potential energy, and according to energy conservation, this potential energy will be converted into kinetic energy and the alpha particle will get accelerated away from the nucleus. So option 1 correct, option 2 also correct. Go with option 3. R, the distance of closest approach is equal to ZE square by 2 pi epsilon naught into K. So let us take a nucleus with atomic number Z. So the charge will be ZE. The path of alpha particle towards the nucleus is hyperbolic. Let this distance be closest approach distance R, and at this closest approach distance R, potential energy is equal to initial kinetic energy. Let us use that relation. Potential energy is equal to K times ZE into 2E by R, that is the potential energy, that is equal to initial kinetic energy. Now, the value of K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught in SI system, and also the medium between the two charges is air or vacuum. Then substitute the value of K, you will get R is equal to K times, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into ZE into 2E by kinetic energy. You can cancel this 2 times. So what are we left with? ZE square 2 pi epsilon naught into K. So option C is also correct. And the final option, velocity of alpha particle can be ZE square by pi epsilon naught mr. How do you solve that? By using this relation. Let us solve that. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught K value ZE into 2E by R is equal to half mv square. You can cancel this 2. Again, this 2 also gets cancelled. I can make v square subject. V square is equal to ZE square by pi epsilon naught mr. So velocity will be equal to ZE square by pi epsilon naught mr under root. So option D also correct. Hope you understand. Okay, students, let us solve another question. This is again a question based on conservation of energy principle, and we will get expertised in using the potential energy, the kinetic energy and their interconversion. Let us see this question. There are 2 plates given, one positive plate and one negative plate. The positive plate is kept at 4 volt, the negative plate is kept at 0 volt potential. And a negative particle of charge 2E is projected from positive plate, and a positive charge particle of charge 4E is projected from negative plate. Both the particles reach point A with final kinetic energy 0, and the positive particle is projected with initial kinetic energy 4 electron volt. In such case, calculate initial kinetic energy of negative particle in electron volt. Okay. Now, we shall concentrate on this question and how do we use this transformation of energy from one form to the other form. Now, for the positive particle, suppose if I consider the positive particle first. So it is a positive charged particle projected from negative plate with initial kinetic energy 4 electron volt. My principle here is initial kinetic energy plus initial potential energy is equal to final kinetic energy plus final potential energy. For the positive particle, what is the initial kinetic energy given? 4 electron volt. 4 plus potential energy. How to calculate potential energy? Is nothing but work done. That is equal to charge multiplied with potential difference. That is from fundamental definition of potential that we learned in class 10. Potential at a point V is defined as work done in order to bring a unit positive charge Q from infinite distance to that distance. Now, potential energy is equal to charge multiplied with potential. And what is the charge here? 4E. And what is the potential? 0. That is equal to final kinetic energy. The positive charge particle is reaching point A with final kinetic energy 0. So final kinetic energy 0 and potential. Again, charge multiplied with potential. The charge is here 4E and potential at A I do not know. Let it be potential at A. Now, can we write potential at A is equal to 1? From this calculation, 4 gets cancelled. Next, apply the same principle, conservation of energy principle, for the negative particle. Initial kinetic energy plus initial potential energy is equal to final kinetic energy plus final potential energy. Negative particle. Look at the negative particle whose charge is minus 2e. Now, what is the initial kinetic energy of the negative particle? That is a required question. So, let it be x. Potential energy initial. How to calculate potential energy? Charge multiplied with potential. The charge is minus 2e, or we can write minus 2. And potential is 4 volt. For the negative particle, after reaching point A, the final kinetic energy 0, 0. And what is the final potential energy? Charge multiplied with potential. What is the charge of negative particle? Minus 2e. So minus 2 multiplied with, after reaching point A, what is the potential? We calculated from this equation 1, that is 1. So we may have x minus 8 is equal to minus 2, implies x is equal to 6. Therefore, the initial kinetic energy of negative particle in electron volt is equal to 6 electron volt. That is the required answer. Hope you understand.
Let us look at the animated video. This shows the experimental setup and observations related to alpha ray scattering experiment. Alpha particles are doubly ionized helium atom. So, the charge on alpha particles is 2 units positive. When they strike a thin gold foil, then most of the alpha particles pass without any deviation. It implies most of the part of atom is empty. A few alpha particles are scattered with large angles. It implies there is a dense positive charge at the center of atom called nucleus. From this alpha ray scattering experiment, Rutherford concluded that the entire positive charge of an atom is focused on the center of it called nucleus and it is positively charged. In alpha ray scattering experiment, the presence of electrons cannot disturb the scattering of alpha particles because electrons they have negligible mass. Now electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular orbits.